My name is Sarah Stenuf. My organization is Ananda Farms and Veterans Ananda. I did 4 years in one deployment as an Apache crew chief. I got medically retired for epilepsy from a TBI and combat PTSD. And at that time, I mean, my life was just out of control.
I could see through her pain, and I could see what a wonderful person she was. She was kind and gentle and charming and witty and really, really brilliant.
You know, there was one reoccurring issue, and that's that I was just being over-medicated. You know, pill after pill, hour after hour, everything just making my social and psychological issues worse.
For the first 6 months we were together, she was on 13 different medications. She would literally carry around a tackle box, a fishing tackle box, filled with medication. 2
failed suicide attempts and winding up in jail. I'm sitting there going in this cell like, dude, this isn't the path I want to be on. You know, you got to get out. I just reached out and I said, I need help.
So when she started thinking about using cannabis, at first I was like, okay, another substance, right? And it was almost like the more she smoked, the better she felt, the less trazodone, the less nighttime stuff, the less anti-anxiety stuff she would take, and the less knocked out she would be. You know, she used to nod off in the car, literally, like we'd be driving and I'd look over and she'd be like this. When she started to realize the cannabis helped her better, and she would start taking her medication less and less and less, and I was just like, I could see way less reactivity, a lot more mood stabilization, happiness.
And what we're going to be doing here is establishing tiny home retreats as well as an agro-cognitive approach to therapy for veterans. Back in the day during, you know, the Cold War and the World Wars, we used to come back and there would be camps for veterans to reintegrate back into. And I feel by not having that, we never had a real chance to prepare to come back home. You know, they train you to go to war, but you don't get trained to come back home. I want a farm where veterans can have a safe haven with free medical care to help them medically, spiritually, psychologically heal so that they can be not just functioning members of society, but leaders in society, and they can bring these things back home and back to their community. We care what you've been through, we want to know you, we want you to be open, but this is a place where people can feel safe, they can feel comfortable, they can feel relaxed, they can feel vulnerable, weak. All of it. To be one with yourself is to be one with nature. So for me, when I'm in that dirt, like ripping out the weeds, or I'm going in and I'm planting a seedling and bringing it to life, I think a lot of our connection, a lot of our vulnerability, a lot of our release, if it can't be through talking, if it can't be through music or art, a lot of our release can be right in nature. We're also having an area called Serenity for Women, which will be a secluded area for specifically female veterans only. When I started researching a lot into the clones, I'm like, you know what, this is even better for a lot of our veterans who are coming here who are ADA accessible. A lot of our vets are going to be in wheelchairs. A lot of them may be amputees or paraplegics. So clones in these systems are easy to tend to. So we're able here to start our seedlings still in the winter. So come spring, we're having you weeks ahead of the game.
Our biggest impact here is hope for the future and hope for and purpose and repurpose and I think that's probably one of the, you know, that's what's driving this farm to go, and that's what's carried us through the last 3 years in developing all this stuff, and what's pushed us all is hope for change and the fact that it's possible, the fact that we've experienced it and we want others to experience it.
Here I find that there's endless possibilities. I want veterans to come here and captivate their passions as they see fit, whether it be out in the woods or out at the pond or inside the greenhouses or in the warehouse. I want them to captivate their passions and bring back that value to themselves, to their families, and their community.